Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 of 7 podcast. This is another comms check brought to you by Salty Britches. Man, Salty Britches was flying this weekend at the basic course. It was being used all over the place because we had full benefit on the mission this past weekend. Look, we had everything from rain, like pouring rain, to cold, to heat, to sun, to some of the densest fog I've ever been in. I mean, full benefit, I'm here to tell you. Nature was throwing everything that it could possibly throw at the team out on the basic course this past weekend. And when you're out wet, cold, hot, sweating, back and forth on a mission like that in the wilderness, and you're moving with a heavy pack on, there's a really good chance that you're going to get some chafing somewhere. And so there were tubes of Salty Britches being passed around. And thank God we had it out there because it was needed and it worked as it always does. Thank you, Salty Britches, for keeping us chafe-free out on our mission last weekend. Man, yeah, we put it to the test. I've put it to the test multiple times, but it's really cool when my students out on the basic course get to use the products that I believe in, and it works for them too. So if you want to find a little more about Salty Britches or maybe buy some for yourself, go to their website. It's getsaltybritches.com. Getsaltybritches.com. Follow them on Instagram at getsaltybritches. Please support the companies that support us. These are all products that I use on my day-to-day missions in day-to-day life. They work, I promise. All right, thanks, Salty Britches, for sponsoring this episode, this comms check. So, guys, yeah, I was out on the basic course with the team last weekend. An amazing mission. So many amazing takeaways. But I want to talk to you specifically about one that really came out of nowhere for me. So every morning during the basic course, we have some time to reflect. We intentionally take some time to reflect on certain parts of either our day or our lives, whatever. Man, it's different for every individual person. Nathan calls it focus time, but you can coin it whatever you want. If you come out and join us, you'll see, and it's powerful. When you're intentional about taking that time, especially in the environments that we are in, doing the activities that we are doing during the basic course, it is powerful. And so I'm sitting on top of this massive mountain range. Let's see, that would have been, I guess, Sunday morning. Yeah, Sunday morning. And I'm doing my focus time, and I'm looking out off the mountain range because I'm way up high, and I'm looking out at like the grandeur and the magnificence of the landscape that I can see. The mountains in the horizon, the fog moving in the distance on and off the peaks, the sun coming through the clouds. It's just total magnificence, and it's massive. I mean, you can see for miles and miles. And I'm looking out at that big picture. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, I look down at my feet. So my vision, my gaze shifts from that outward view of the magnificent landscape in the distance, in that magnificent view. My eyes shift down to the ground right at my feet. I'm sitting on my little camp stool, and I'm by myself. Nobody else is around me. And I realized that this little patch of ground right here at my feet, there's so much going on. There's multiple different types of insects crawling around, working, going about their day-to-day routine that they do in order to survive. There's multiple types of grasses and plants and leaves and debris, and there's so much going on in this little piece of ground that's like 2 foot by 2 foot square at the bottom of my feet. And I start thinking, it's really weird that we tend to look out at the magnificent view and the grandeur of the big picture that we can see, right? That's what everybody takes the photographs of, is the views and this and that. But what we don't even realize the intricacy. We have no clue. We're not even grasping the intricacy of what's going on right beneath our feet. You know, this hit me, man. It was like I could spend hours and hours dissecting this little patch of grass and the insects and the plant life and the structure of this little patch of grass right beneath my feet. I could spend hours dissecting the complexity of that. And so I don't even understand. I can't even grasp what's going on right there in front of me on the ground that I'm standing on. I haven't taken the time to study that. So I don't even understand that, and I go straight to looking outward at the magnificent view, where first I should probably take at least a certain portion of my time to try to understand and appreciate and dissect the magnificence and the complexities of that patch of ground that I'm standing on. And once I spend some time there and I can appreciate that and I can understand that, then maybe I take a moment to look out at the grand view. Because the little patch of ground at my feet is just as complex and magnificent and intricate as the grand view. One is really not any better than the other. You know, this is applicable in so many ways in our own lives. I think that we all neglect sometimes and in some way, shape, or form the intricacies of the things that the things and the environments that we take for granted. We don't spend any time studying and dissecting those things and understanding those things, right? We want to look out at the big, shiny, beautiful things. This is one of those principles, one of many principles that nature, creation, can teach us. And it taught me that day. Look, the Bible sums this up in a simple verse. Maybe not sums it up. Maybe it doesn't sum it up completely, but this lesson that creation was teaching me in that moment, it brought me to a verse in the Bible. It says, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. So first, take the plank out of your own eye. What does that mean? It means dissecting the ground beneath your feet. And then you can look out. Once you understand what's going on in the now, then you can look out and take in the grander view. Look, guys, this hit me out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting this. I haven't been reading. I didn't read that verse prior to. I haven't been reading anything that would lead me to this thought. This was, I guess, just the Holy Spirit's lesson for me that day. And the Holy Spirit will usually teach me these lessons through creation, through nature. That's just he. I think that God knows that that's the best way to get my attention, and that's the best way to teach me these things. And it hit me hard, man. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope it resonates with some of you. I hope you understand the lesson that's held within that simple moment that I had during the basic course. There's so many more lessons that came out of that trip that we could spend an hour long talking about it. I may have that team on to give you their after actions report sometime in the near future. If they're down, I'm going to give them a little time to process their experience, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But man, God's doing work out there. I mean, He is doing work. There's no other product. There's no other experience. There is, in my opinion, nothing better than the missions that we are executing out there on the basic course. So I thank God right now for giving me the opportunity to host these, for giving me the ability. I thank you guys, every one of you guys that have sent in an application. I thank you guys for having the courage to do that. And we're going to continue to push forward with this product and see where it goes and expand upon it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for allowing me to share that principle with you. I will be checking in soon. Hope you enjoyed today's comms check. Enough said.